A short story by David Escobar Galindo. The ant climbs up a trunk, carrying a petal on its back. And if you look closely, that petal is as big as a house. Especially compared to that ant, who carries it so olympically. And you ask me, why can't I carry a petal on my back and my head? Ah, but you can, little girl. But not petals from a Delilah, but rather boxes full of thoughts and loads of magic hours, and a wagon of clear dreams, and a big castle with fairies. All the petals that form the soul of a little girl who speaks and speaks. I chose this poem by David Escobar Galindo because it is powerful and uplifting and inspired me. He reaches the inner soul of you, and he puts together the words for us to be able to understand that even though you are feeling down, you are carrying so much, and you're an incredibly strong person. And sometimes those words are something we need to hear. The part of the poem that touches me the most was, "Ah, but you can, little girl." But not petals from a Delilah, rather boxes full of thoughts. That part of the poem touched me a lot. When there are many times that you start to feel stressed and depressed, it makes you believe that you are not good enough. But when you read that poem, you realize that you are stronger than you think. You may not be an ant, and you're not carrying a petal, but you're carrying all the thoughts in your mind. I think this daily. A lot of times I believe that I'm not good enough. But then after reading this poem, it always made me think that I'm doing something much greater. I'm a college student that goes full-time, works 25 to 30 hours a week, and keeps my social life going. And that's a lot, especially for a college student. And sometimes, even being this age we are, you need to be reminded that you are stronger than you think. David Escobar Galindo came up with this poem to inspire, and it did inspire me. It inspires a lot of children of all sorts of things. After reading this poem, I realized that I didn't just notice myself this way, but realized I'm stronger, and I also realized it in others too. I've been watching my niece grow up for 10 years, and I have seen her struggle, and I have seen her become extremely proud of anything. While kids that age don't always understand that they are carrying a lot on themselves, they don't see it physically, and they don't think they're doing it. When you remind them that they are doing it, they feel better about themselves. For an example, if you watch a kid playing, you see them being free and not having a feeling in the world. But when you see a child get in trouble, you see how their body sinks, and it seems like they're carrying the world on their shoulders. That's when they understand they're doing the right and wrong. And those are things that are in their mind and that they're carrying daily. David Escobar Galindo uses different techniques and literary devices in his poetry to catch his readers. One thing that I realized that he uses a rhetorical question. You ask me, why can't I carry a petal twice as big as my head and my body? As a child, you were small, and it would be a pretty big flower to find if you wanted to carry a petal on your back. He also uses repetition, but really he only uses it at the very end. A little girl who speaks and speaks. And lastly, I noticed how Galindo uses the theme of inspiration throughout his poem. The ant thought he could, and he worked hard and he did it. And that's how the little girl has to see herself at the end too. This poem was just inspiring, and I'm really glad that I found it. I didn't think I was as good as I once was, but I truly know I am. I'm recovering from a fractured arm, and I still go to the gym 5 days a week. I know I'm not doing what I could do, but I'm working towards what I could do and trying to better myself. Not everything comes easy, but if you think about it and work hard, you'll be able to achieve what you want. While getting ready for this video, I did not know exactly where I wanted to do the video. Firstly, I thought I wanted to do it outside, but being outside with my neighbors mowing the lawn and the cars going by, it tended to get noisy, and I didn't want that noise. Then I thought about doing it in my living room. When I thought about it, my living room's a little bit darker, and it would be harder to see me, so I decided not to do the living room. And then I decided on the dining room. I decided this would be a good place to do it because when I sit here, I make a lot of life decisions, and those are a lot of thoughts that are packed away in my mind, and they are what I am carrying. I tend to sit here and talk to my parents when I wanted to go to Brockport, when I wanted to get a job, and when I wanted to buy a new car. Those are all things that have made me stronger as they have become my life decisions.